Welcome to Goga Week 2. We're about to do a workout for cycling. So with cycling, you're obviously doing a lot with your legs, you're using your core, and you got to have a really good cardio system. So that's what this workout's going to be focused on. We're going to do a circuit style workout, so 3 sets of each exercise in each group. So it's 30 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest, so just enough to transition. And then you're going to move on to that next exercise. No rest in between, so we're going to go from group 1 right into group 2 and 3 and 4. I've also designed a nice warm-up and cool-down, so you can do that before you go out on a bike ride. And then obviously the strength training work can help make you a better cyclist. So let's get started on our warm-up. So let's just start with some jumping jacks. Nice, dynamic. Get the heart rate up and moving. Big arms. Good. And then we're going to move into heel-toe walks. So what you're going to do is go up on your heels, have your toes up in there, walk, and then switch, go up on your toes, and walk on them as well. So just getting some calf mobility here. Great. Keep going. Next, we're going to do low lunge twist. So knee on the ground, and then we're just going to open up, facing the leg that's forward. And switch sides. And this should just work on some spine mobility. Hey, let's get some more movement in. So we're going to do a walkout. So you're going to hit forward, walk out with your hands into a push-up position. Then you're going to walk back and stand up. So let's just repeat this over and again. So push-up position, walk back, stand up. Hinge forward, walk out, walk back, stand up. Great. Now let's go into hip openers. So you're just going to have your hip open on one side and then close. So open, close, open, close. So this works on our balance as well as we go about. Now let's switch legs, and then obviously works on some hip mobility. Good. Open, close, open, close, open, and close. Good. And we got one more, so we're going to do butt kicks. So let's just start with pulling the heels into our butt in a march. And then if you're ready, we can go into a bit of a jog. And we're going to finish with a bit of a run. So really pulling the heels into the butt like that. And let's get right into our workout. So like I said, not a lot of cool down or time in between. So let's start with mountain climbers, push-up position. Drive the knee into your chest. We're going for 30 seconds here. So just drive back and forth. Try and pace yourself the best you can. But obviously, you want to go nice and quick to get that cardio component. Good, and relax. Second one is going to be a deadlift. So we're going to hinge forward. So nice hip width stance. Hinge forward. Squeeze your hamstrings and glutes. Stand up. Hinge forward. Squeeze. Stand up. I'm just going to move back so my whole head's in the picture here. So hinge. Stand. Hinge. Stand. Squeezing the glutes and hamstrings. Flexing the abs. Protect your back. Good. One more. And relax. And our third one in group 1 is a lateral lunge. So biking, you do a lot of forward movement. This one works on the side to side. So you're going to step to the side, drop down, stand up, step back to center. So we're going to work on one side, and then halfway we'll switch and let's do the other side. So this is a really good one for working on our hip mobility, working at a deeper range that we don't typically do for cycling, and relax. So we're going to go into round 2, starting with mountain climbers. So I'm going to show you a lateral view here. So push-up position like that, and then let's just drive our knees. So you notice when I'm doing this, my butt's not going way up in the air. It stays nice and straight, so I'm not bouncing like this. So just driving, really focusing on that hip flexor movement, contracting the abs, and breathing in control throughout. And relax. Deadlift, same thing. I'm going to show you a lateral view. So you're going to get yourself in a hip width stance, and then we're going to hinge forward. I'm keeping my hands along my shins, squeeze, and lift. So hinge forward, a little bit of bend in my knees so I can keep that flat back, squeezing through the glutes and hamstrings to lift. So now I can just try and build up my pace here as I feel comfortable, making sure that every rep is as perfect as I can. And relax. Last one's the lateral lunges. So I'll stick with the lateral view just so you can see me step out to the side. So stepping, dropping, see how my chest stays up? I'm not collapsing forward, then stepping back. So drop, stay high, look forward. You don't need to look at your feet. Don't worry, they're still there. And let's switch sides. So same thing. You might find one side harder than the other. And relax. Good job. Let's go into round 3 now. So we'll start with mountain climbers. Push-up position. Ready, and go. So drive nice and quick. Really try and pull the knee into the chest each time. Get the full range of motion. Don't get lazy with your legs. Really focus on that squeeze. Really driving the knee up each time, just like you're biking up a hill. Keep it going. We're almost there. And relax. Deadlifts are next. So again, let's focus on that hip width stance. Hinge, fingers, squeeze, lift. Hinge, squeeze, lift. Squeeze, lift. You notice my gaze? It's looking forward. I'm trying to look really up into the sky when I'm forward. I'm just trying to look a little bit ahead. And that again protects my back. Let's keep going. A few more seconds. One more rep. And relax. And we'll finish with our lateral lunges for group 1. And then we're going to move right into group 2. So hinge, or step, drop, back. Step, drop, back. Notice how my hands come a bit forward. That just helps counterbalance as I'm trying to sit back in my stance there. Let's switch sides. It's the same thing, just the opposite way. I feel it in my groin every time I drop down. Can really feel the stretch through my hips. Pretty tight. And relax. All right, let's move into group 2. So we got plank thrusters, single leg deadlifts, and then sumo squats. So plank thruster, we're in a push-up position again. You're going to jump in, then jump back out. Jump in, jump out, jump in, jump out, jump in, jump out. So it's a little bit more dynamic than the mountain climbers. Takes a little bit more strength. Probably takes a little bit more out of our cardio system as well. So find your pacing. And relax. So single leg deadlifts. Now we're going to work on our balance. So I'm going to show you an easier way. So we're going to have our toe down. And so we're going to hinge and then pull, but we're pulling through that front leg. So try and get the weight off your back leg as much as you can. And we're just going to try and hold our balance and find our pace. Let's switch sides, the same thing. Just on the opposite leg now. So this is just a bit more challenging, or quite a bit more challenging than a normal deadlift, and relax. And last one's a sumo squat. So now we're going to go way outside our hips. So real wide stance, toes are pointed out at 45, hands in and out of prayer, drop down, stand up. So depending on your hip flexibility, you might not be able to get as deep as me. You may get a little bit more shallow. That's okay. So drop, squeeze, lift. Drop, squeeze, lift. Drop, squeeze, lift. So let's just find our pacing now. So over and over again. Good. And relax. So that's our 3 for group 2. So again, I'll show you a lateral view. We're going to go right into our plank thrusters, starting in our push-up position. Drive in, back out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Notice how my butt stays low, because I want to use my abs. I want to use my low back muscles. I really want to try and work my core in a hard manner. Don't want to cheat. And relax. Single leg deadlift. So now I'm going to show you a little bit of a harder way. I'm going to stick with the lateral view just so you get a better view. So my back leg is going to go up in the air now. So I'm going to hinge, back leg comes back, and then I'm just pulling through my front leg. So I don't have my back leg to balance anymore. If you can't balance and do this, then go back to what we did on set 1. Let's switch sides. Get the other leg. You may find one leg's more challenging than the other. That's definitely the case for me. And relax. And sumo squats. So wide stance, feet out of 45, hands up prayer, ready, and drop, extend, drop, extend, drop, extend. Over and over again. One more, and relax. Great job, everyone. We got one more round, then we're going to move into round group 3, starting with our plank thrusters. Let's get down, get ready, and go. Thrust in, back out, in, out, in, out. Over and over again. Find your pacing. And relax. Single leg deadlifts, round 3. So do whatever style works best for you. Hinge forward, leg back if you can. Then hinge or stand up. So notice how my hands are touching the ground or very close to the ground. Switch sides. On both sides. If you find one hand is lower than the other, then you're probably twisting and rotating a little bit. So try and keep them equal. And relax. Now we got sumo squats. Then we're going to jump right into group 3. So nice wide stance. Get ready and go. Inhale down, exhale up. Inhale down, exhale up. And relax. Great job, everyone. Okay, we're going to get into group 3. So low plank, sumo deadlifts, and walking lunges. So we're just going to do a low plank from our elbows, hands together, feet about hip width apart, and we're just going to hold. Just stare at your hands or just in front of your hands. Nice straight line from your heels all the way to your shoulders. Breathe and control. We're just going to through 3 rounds. And relax. Great job. All right, so let's get into standing. So same sumo stance that we did for the squats. Big thing that we're going to do now is just hinge at the hips. So we're going to hinge, then stand, squeezing through the hamstrings. So squats really work your quads a lot, whereas deadlifts really work your hamstrings. So they're working the back of your legs. Squats work the front of your legs. So that's why we're doing both. Both are very important. Bike riding and relax. Walking lunges are next. So I'm just going to walk to the camera and then walk back. So we're going to step, drop the back knee, step, drop the back knee, step, drop the back knee. I'm going to turn around and keep going. So obviously this gets into a very sport-specific task with cycling where you're pedaling one leg at a time and relax. So low plank for round 2. Low plank, obviously you're getting into that riding position. That's why I like it a bit more than high plank for cyclists. So when you're low, it's like you're over top your handlebars. For those that do road biking or spin classes, you're probably very aware of that. And then just holding that nice core position. See how I got that straight line from my heels all the way to my shoulders. Super important there. And relax. Let's stand up. We're going to get into our sumo deadlift. So sumo stance. Get ready. Hinge. Come forward. Straighten up. Stand. So to do this, I need a little bit of bend through my knees to keep my back flat. But that's what I'm really focused on. I got to make sure I'm also looking ahead. If I start to twist and look at the camera too much, then I get into a bad posture. And then just finding my pace. And relax. And we got walking lunges again. I'm going to go lateral here so you can kind of see from that angle. So side to side. Notice how my torso is upright as I do this. So I'm really focusing on through my upper body, dropping my knee just above the ground because that's what I have in terms of flexibility through my hip flexors. So some of you might be more flexible, pushing the knee to the ground, might not even get anywhere close. That's okay. Okay, we're going to move into round 3 of group 2, starting with the low plank. Let's get yourself ready, in position, and go. So hold, squeeze nice and tight, And breathe. A lot of people in isometric exercises like this forget to breathe. So really focus on your breathing. Nice and consistent throughout. And relax. Sumo deadlift, last round of these. Get yourself into position, nice wide stance. And hinge. So you notice for these, I let my hands come to the ground, so I'm not doing a prayer position. I'm having my hands come straight down. So that's kind of my marker. And I'm making sure they come right between my feet, so on the middle points of my feet. And that just keeps me consistent. And relax. And walking lunges, again, I'm going to keep the lateral view. Just shows you a bit more than when I'm walking towards the camera. So stepping forward, step forward, step forward. I got to turn around, but you can keep going. It depends on where you are. Let's keep it up. 10 more seconds. And relax. All right, last round, and then we're going to go into our cool down. So we're going to start with the glute bridge. So we're on the ground, on our backs. Keep apart. Second one is calf raises, and then we're going to go into reverse lunges. So calf raises, we're going to start feet hip width apart, go up onto your toes, back down, up onto the toes, back down. So get a good long pause at the top each time you do this. We use our calves a lot when we're cycling. They're really good for kind of pushing, especially up through hills and hard parts. Good job. And last one's a reverse lunge. So I'm going to do the stationary, and I'm going to alternate each leg. So we're standing. We're going to step back, drop down, step forward, switch legs. Step back, drop down, step forward, switch legs. So just keep that up. Find your pacing. Whatever works for you. Everyone's going to be different. I'm trying to keep a pretty steady pace throughout, not going too quick, being very deliberate, but I want my form to be perfect, especially with me being on camera. And relax. So let's move on to round two, our last groups. So this time, we're going to do a single leg glute bridge. So what I'm going to do is extend the one leg out, and then I'm just going to hold up. And we're going to switch halfway. So if this one's too hard, just go back to the standard 2-footed and switch legs. And relax. So for this one, we're going to do two different variations. So I'm going to start with my toes out. So up onto the toes, back down, up, back down. My toes are pointed out on a 45. And then when we get halfway, my toes are going to point in, and that's going to feel really awkward for most people. So you're kind of pigeon-toed here. And this just works your calf muscles just slightly different compared to when you're feet are pointing straight forward. And that's good. And we'll go into reverse lunges. So I'm going to show you a lateral view here. Again, very important to stay upright. So we're going to step back, upright, step forward, switch. So just find your pacing. And again, doing something like lunges, whether they're walking lunges where they're forward, reverse lunges where we're going backwards. It's just like pedaling a bike, one leg at a time, overloading the one, letting the other one relax a little bit, and relax. And so our third round of group 4. And relax. And calf raises. Last round, if you can, we're going to go single leg. So you're going to go up and down on one leg, trying to really work on your balance. You can see mine isn't great. So try your best. And switch sides. Doesn't help that the grass is a little uneven here too. Relax. And reverse lunges last round. Then we're going to go right into our cool down. So try and push your pace. Step back, step forward. And let's just try and really work the last of our energy here. So really try and work quickly, but make sure your reps are perfect each time. Again, the breathing down and relax. All right, let's move into our stretch. So we're going to start with a gastroc stretch. So how do you do that when you have nothing to hold on to? Nice wide stance like this. Keep your back leg down. Keep it straight. And just lean forward. You know, feel that in the back of your leg. Might even feel it in the front of your foot if you're really tight there as well. Switch sides. Same thing. So lean forward. I'm really trying to push forward. My calves are tight, so it looks like I'm doing nothing, but trust me, I feel it. All right, next one is a hip flexor stretch. So you're going to be kneeling, one arm up, so the back leg, that arm comes up, and you just can lean right into it. And switch sides. Same thing. Obviously, they got a good workout with the mountain climbers, squats, plank thrusters. And let's move into cobra. Hands underneath the shoulders. Drop the hips down. Look towards the sky. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. And hamstring stretch, one leg in, toe pointed up, reach for the toe, keep the back straight. You might not get there, I'm a little bit a ways, but it's the effort that counts. And switch sides, same thing. And T-spine rotation. then we're just going to go into child's pose to finish. So hands on the ground, hips and butt into your heels, forehead on the ground, grass, and just creep your fingertips forward until you feel the stretch through your lats. Big breath in, big breath out, big breath in, big breath out, and we're done. Hope you enjoyed Goga. Get out, get active, week 2. Get out for a bike ride, and we'll catch you next week.